Have you ever felt stuck? Like there's a giant rock sitting right in the middle of your path, and no matter how much you wish it would disappear, it just stays there? Well, today I want to share a powerful story that might just change the way you look at those rocks forever. It is about a wise king who wanted to teach his people a lesson they would never forget. One day, he ordered a massive boulder to be placed right in the middle of the kingdom's busiest road. Then he hid himself nearby to see what would happen. He wanted to see who would step up and who would simply step aside. First came the kingdom's wealthiest merchants and courtiers. Dressed in their fine clothes, they arrived at the boulder, annoyed. They complained loudly, "What is this? Has the king become lazy? Why isn't the road clear?" They grumbled and cursed, blaming the administration for their inconvenience. But what did they do? Nothing. They simply walked around the boulder and continued on their way, leaving the problem for someone else. Does that sound familiar? How often do we blame our boss, the economy, or the government for the boulders in our lives, without ever trying to move them ourselves? Next, a group of devout farmers came along. They saw the boulder and immediately fell to their knees. They prayed to the heavens, asking for divine intervention to remove the obstacle from their path. They prayed with great sincerity, believing their faith alone would solve the problem. After their prayers, they stood up, saw the rock was still there, and just like the courtiers, they walked around it. Now, faith is a powerful thing, but this shows us a critical truth. Faith without action is just wishful thinking. You can't just pray for a better life. You have to work for it. You can't just hope for the boulder to move. You have to put your shoulder into it. Then a loyal and brave knight rode up on his horse. He was a man of duty and honor. He saw the boulder and recognized the danger it posed to travelers, especially at night. He immediately rode back to the castle to report the problem to the king's guard. He did his duty by reporting the issue, but he didn't see it as his personal responsibility to solve it. He followed the chain of command, believing that was enough. This is the mindset of, it's not my job. It's a safe and logical position, but it doesn't create change. It doesn't move the rock. The day was drawing to a close. The king was starting to feel discouraged. Had anyone in his kingdom understood the lesson? Just then, a lone farmer appeared, walking slowly down the road. He was old, tired, and carrying a heavy load of vegetables from his field. He looked exhausted from a long day's work. When he reached the boulder, he sighed. He could have easily walked around it like everyone else. No one would have blamed him, but he stopped. He put down his vegetables, looked at the giant rock, and thought about the other people who would come down this road, families with children, elderly travelers. He knew it was a danger, so he decided to do something. He braced himself and started to push. It was incredibly difficult. The rock was immense. He pushed, he strained, he grunted with effort. Sweat poured down his face. He pushed from one side, then the other, using a sturdy branch as a lever. It took a long time. He was completely drained. But little by little, inch by inch, the boulder started to move. Finally, with one last heroic shove, he managed to roll it into the ditch at the side of the road. The path was clear. Exhausted but satisfied, the farmer went to pick up his vegetables. But as he did, he noticed something in the spot where the boulder had been. It was a small, heavy purse. He picked it up and opened it. Inside it was filled with gold coins. And there was a note, written in the king's own hand. The note read, "This gold is for the person who had the strength and spirit to move the obstacle. Never forget that every obstacle presents an opportunity to improve one's condition." The farmer, who had acted without any thought of reward, was the only one who found the treasure. And that's the first golden lesson from this story. Obstacles are disguised opportunities. While everyone else saw the boulder as an annoyance, a problem to be complained about or ignored, it was actually a test. The real prize wasn't just lying next to the rock. It was hidden underneath it. You have to do the work. You have to move the obstacle to claim the reward. The world doesn't pay you for having problems. It pays you for solving them. That promotion at work, that successful business, that healthier body, the gold, is always on the other side of the struggle. This brings us to the second lesson. Action versus complaint. The courtiers represent the mindset of blame. They pointed fingers at the king, at the system, at everything but themselves. Complaining feels productive, doesn't it? It lets off steam, but it achieves nothing. The farmer, on the other hand, represented personal responsibility. He didn't ask who put the rock there or why. He only asked, "How can I move it?" The world we live in was built by people who saw a problem and decided to become the solution. They didn't just talk, they did. Are you a complainer or a doer? The answer to that question will define your entire life. Third, and this is so important, true character is revealed when no one is watching. The farmer had no idea the king was observing him. He wasn't trying to impress anyone. He wasn't looking for applause or a reward. He moved the rock simply because it was the right thing to do. That is the very definition of integrity. It's about who you are when you're all alone. It's easy to be kind when people are watching. It's easy to work hard when your boss is in the room. But what do you do when no one is there to judge you or reward you? Your actions in those private moments forge your character. That's where true strength is built. Finally, the king's message perfectly captures the ultimate lesson. The obstacle is the way. We often think that problems are things that block our path to success. We think, if only this one thing wasn't in my way, I could be happy. But this story teaches us the opposite. The obstacles don't block the path. They asterisk the path. That difficult project at work isn't stopping you from getting a promotion. It's the very thing that will prove you deserve it. That fear you have of public speaking isn't preventing you from being a leader. Overcoming it is what will make you one. Every struggle you face is a chisel, shaping you into a stronger, more capable person. The king knew that true strength isn't about having an easy, obstacle-free life. It's about developing the power to face those obstacles and move them. The boulder wasn't a punishment, it was a workout. It was a gift designed to build the strength of whoever was willing to engage with it. So the next time you find a boulder in your road, whether it's a financial problem, a relationship issue, or a personal challenge, what will you do? Will you be the courtier who complains and blames? The believer who only prays? The knight who passes the responsibility to someone else? Or will you be the farmer? Will you be the one who rolls up your sleeves, embraces the struggle, and pushes with all your might, not for a reward, but because it's the right thing to do? Remember, the gold is always under the rock. The opportunity is always inside the obstacle. The path forward is through the challenge, not around it. So stop complaining and start pushing. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content to help you build a stronger life. I'll see you in the next video.